Thanks for joining me again. Uh, Today is a very special day. We have been talking so much about connectiveness and wishing and the power of asking. And here's what I got for us. I got this material for us to know how to create an amulet that you can use for anything, okay? Most people use it for protection, but you can actually use to also bring you good surprises. This happens a lot. And okay, just look at the feedback. Okay. And and you can use for protection, you can use for health, you can use for finances, you can use it for love, you can use it for anything. So today we're in this new position because I will show you actually how to do this. And having said that, I would like to give us first some advices. For example, when we're talking about a spiritual object like what we're going to do now, we have to understand that we are materializing faith. So what we're doing is that while we are creating this, we before of that we ask to get connected with higher realms so we can be inspired and our hearts can be full, because in our hearts being full, we are under trust, we are under love, we are under protection automatically. So in uh, that level of energy and conscience, you can ask whatever you want. In this case, I decided to do a talisman, an amulet for protection. What I also studied about this was the colors that I was going to use on building this. I got the obsidian stone because it is really good for protection. It can retain bad energies that are being sent from anywhere else besides you, from outside, okay? So I chose the black and the obsidian because of their protection power. I chose to do the necklace part of it. You can do bracelet. You don't even need to put it in your body. You can just create it as a bookmark or something. You will feel it in your heart. And oops, oops, just a bit, just a bit. Just I'm trying to fix the sound in here. Get this closer to me. Fix this in here. I hope you can hear me better with this. Okay. So what happens is um, I chose red with black because in Brazil we have this spiritual tradition very with very ancient knowledge called Umbanda. This religion is born from a mix between Catholicism and some very spiritualized religions from Africa. We got this gift by being so um, we are a country with a lot of people from lots of places and lots of countries. And I know that in Portuguese this is called miscigenação, but let me see in English. Yeah, miscegenation. This is it. We have a large miscegenation here in Brazil, and Umbanda is a mix of very old and ancient African culture religion mixed with some Catholicism as it goes in Brazil. And this is very powerful because African religions they have been developing themselves throughout many thousands of years, and they gave us a lot. In Brazil, we say that if you want to start studying spirituality, uh, spiritism, which came from Kardec, is like the first school. But if you want to really study like University of Spirituality, you should get to know Umbanda. And in their study, and they're very strong. If you try it personally for yourself, you will see what I'm talking about. And their study of colors tells us that the mix of red and black, they brings us close to a force that is more dense. And when what I mean by that is this force, in spite of being spiritual, because it's more connected with earth ground levels, it works in subjects that are more materialistic maybe. And they can work from left and from right. What does that mean? To work from the left means you're going to use it in your own purposes. And to work it from the right means you're going to use it for the benefits of others. And this, they've got, if I'm not mistaken, two forces that can work both left and right. Most of them can only work right side. But this strength particularly works right and left side. And I chose this because I want to be protected on both sides. So I chose to work with this entity. Her name, I'm trying to remember her name. Como é que é o nome da menina lá? Oh, sorry, don't remember her name. It's an feminine energy that. Pombagira, thank you for helping me out on that one. Pombagira, she gives us a lot of strength. She's actually the spirit in you that makes you go for. Oh my God, so many words in English I'm not remembering today. I'm so sorry, but it's because it's an expression in English. Ballad, okay, ballad. When we go to a club, to dance and that stuff, they say that when we are getting ready and all made up and we are feeling super sexy, all of that vibes, ready to conquer the world and dominate everyone, we are under the strength of Pombagira because she leads us to success. And in being inspired by this force, we are being protected in both sides. So I chose red and black because these are her colors. I also chose transparent in white because I also was leading for mind clearing and innocence and purity and heart kindness. So here in this mixing of colors, what I got for us to create this is I got fire. Okay, lighting it up now. Lighting it up for fire because I'm going to work under for 5 elements. Here we have a piece of crystal that was energized to also be helping me in this. I also got a plant because this is representing for me the earth. I also got water in that my cups written faith in Portuguese. And I got a bunch of feathers in green color because they're representing both air and the healing process because of the green. So in here, we've got the red also for spiritual protection on any ground or any dimension we go, okay? So what I got here for us is this little web prepared that I made myself in macrame. It's almost artisanic, and I'm gonna use it to hang the obsidiana. So I can use it in both sides. I can use it like this. Where is the? Yeah, okay. I can use it like this. So oops. Sorry, the other way around. I can use it like this. So the obsidiana can show up a little bit more, and it would be hanged showing the point to ground, which has some magical value in it too. or I can put the other way around. So the obsidiana is more secure in the sense of it will be harder to fall. But then what will happen is I'm going to put it all together on the top, and the tip of the stone will be facing up, which has another magical meaning, okay? And this is related to strength and attack. If you have this stone, almost like mine, that is looking like an arrow, this has the power of attacking. An arrow has the power of attacking. So when you decided to turn the power of attacking to you, you're also using it to in the strength of action, in the sense of taking action, okay? Because the arrow goes. And the other way around is to receive protection. So you can send and you can receive. I actually chose to work with mine, showing more the obsidiana, so I'm gonna work with it like this. But you can totally go the other way around too. That's not gonna become an issue in your spiritual project. And you can, it's very easy to prepare this little web of macrame. Uh, I only did this before because I wouldn't have time to do this during the live, so I prepared it, but you can find YouTube videos watching it. It takes like 8-minute video to know how to do this, okay? But if I wasn't using this that I had already pre-prepared, you could use a simple wire. You can make a braid, you can make chain, you can make a braid, you can make a chain, you can just uh, give on it some como fala no. You can only give it nodes. And what is the most important part is not how you're going to choose to use this. This has more meaning to you. But the main concern in here is while we do this, we have to be very calm because we want to remain connected to higher forces. And we have to ask to these forces what I want. So this is me starting it, okay? So bigger forces, because we are already connected, because I had started this previously. Now I'm doing a lot of my incense. So we can be fully connected from the four elements plus the fifth element, which in this case will be the smoke. But you can use music, you can use perfume, you can use other art, you can use beauty, you can use other elements to work for you as your fifth element. And what happened is that now we're gonna ask what we're gonna put this in here. Not gonna ask to the higher forces, we're gonna call it from our inner spirits, our spirits with the higher forces, okay? Because this is our spirit's job to do this. Also, I chose orchidea incense because the orchidea works for mind centration, and in that helps you concentrating, helps you stay in your center. Because if bad energy tries to come against you, you need to be focused to know how to react in your best version. And also, it opens opportunities, right? So when I'm blessing our amulet, my amulet in this case, affording protection, while I'm blessing it with orchidea incense, I'm also wishing, and wishing means this will be the meaning of it, undoubtedly, okay? Don't do this if you're doubting the process, because it could be weak and we don't want it weak. So please be sure while you're asking, your spirit is obliged to obey. So it will be for that disturb, okay? No doubts on that, please. Let's not discuss the doubt part in here again. And before I do this, why I talk to you about trusting yourself? Because I don't want you guys to be in this place. Let me share an image with you. This image is from a movie. You have to open it first. Let's see. I do quite to do home. This picture is from a movie. I'm going to share with you guys because it's really needed. I hope you guys are getting to see this image. Has a boy in a room. This is a drawing with many objects hanging around all over the place. They seem to be magical objects because of how they look like. This picture is from a movie, Howl's Moving Castle from Hayao Miyazaki, which is a very good director from Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I'm mistaken. And in this movie, this guy is a witch, and a bigger witch wants to control him, and he creates to go to his room. He creates all these many objects of protection, so he can be found by the witch of Middle Earth, if I'm not mistaken. And what we're checking in those drawings is how many protection objects he created to feel safe. Okay, that actually works against us. Okay, when I'm showing you this picture, what I want to say to you is that we don't want to become that. We don't want to have such trust in ourselves that we have to create a billion objects of protection. Okay, so you can spread them into themes. You can put them one for love, one for career, one for protection. Um, so orchidea for opening paths. That also calls a little talking about opening our paths and our opportunities. We're also talking about how we're going to grow into our prosperity. Choosing green feathers is about making it be a healing object to putting all the elements from the situation is because I want to be protected in any situation on any level, including the fifth realm. And the crystal is to bring me clarity. So in case something tries to reach me, this stone will be able to warn me about it. How can the storm warn me, right? It can be on many ways. Because I'm a mediunic, I will hear it with my when I was a kid. But this will give me clarity to know the other way. This is why I'm putting it close to the crystal. The other way that this can happen is if this stone gets broken. If it gets broken, it means that the protection was done, got concrete, got concrete, and now we need a new amulet. Also, it's good to remind, I got myself new pieces, okay? Everything you need in here, except for my candle and the fourth element stuff. But the objects necessary to build the amulet were brand new, and they have to be. Because if they're not, you could be mixing your energy with someone else's. Or you could be mixing the energy of the amulet with some other situation in which you were wearing any of those objects. So please remember, the best idea is to take new objects to create this, okay? If you only got used the stuff, please remember to clean it first. What we need to clean? You get that object, you go to a full moon, and you take the object in your hand and you start praying. Oh, I'm wishing for the full moon clarius that this object can be cleaned so I can use it as a new object for an amulet of protection, of health, of love, of the opportunity to be a good example. Just a bit. Okay, here I am again. I don't know the name of the prayer in English, but it's like our Father who's in the sky, sanctify. This has already for his protection, so I use this some energy on it because of the example. Because if you check this on it, this is very simple. You don't need any specific rope or anything. Okay, you can really use what you got, but it should better be in new pieces. Okay. Now, because I had already prepared, I'm going to start doing the physical part of it. And while I do this, I will kind of pray in of voice because it's for you guys to use this as an example in case you feel like it, but it's okay. So spirituality, I'm taking my stone, my obsidian stone. I hope for you to put all the protection I need against bad look, envy, or people trying to reach my level or take anything away from me. If someone is wishing me anything bad, this stone should retain all negativity, and my agreement with this powerful stone is that I will clean it on the full moons so it can last for a longer period and I can be longer protected for this strength. Remember this, the long period, the longer time it gets to survive, the longer it takes to break, more longer after you create it, gets it's also getting power because it's getting the power of your conscience. So all the ropes together. First you do is first to hold very dense, intense, strong, and against energy that I love. Now, because I have 6 little ropes, I'm going to spread them into 3 of them. I must say this because it's true. This is an infinite set symbol. I got 2 of them, so I could use one on each side, and I will explain to you why. By choosing an infinite sub symbol and putting it in both sides, I'm also asking the protection for the fifth element. Do you guys remember? Because I'm a medium, I have access to other elements. So when I say that I want to be protected and I put in here an infinite symbol, what I am also saying is that I want to be protected in the spiritual realms when I visit it, because I do that. I ask to go in spiritual realms into my dreams. I do it with my open eyes while I'm awake as daydreaming. And because I go a lot to spiritual realms to make consultations about future and past and all that stuff, I chose two infinite symbols. So if you can see, my project starts with an obsidiana that can retain all bad energies. Red for spiritual protection and spiritual path of balance. So I can remain calm while anything bad is trying to come to my life. And two infinite symbols because I want to be protected in earth and also in spiritual realms, as I said. And at this point, I will start filling it with the stones that I chose to create it. Those stones in here, precisely, they're more related to, in spite of the fact of they having psychological value and spiritual value, because I asked it them in that meaning. What is good to say here that from this point on, you have to wish to feel in your inner being how it should be done. So I know that in here, I feel like I like a little bit of aesthetics, but I'm going to jump a little bit of aesthetics part, and I'm going to focus on spiritual meaning. So what I will do in here is I will put one blank in one little rope because I got 3, and then I put one red in one of the little ropes, and another red in the other rope. I will repeat this for both sides, okay? So I like going symmetric because that also means balance to me. But what I also like from this point is that it gets aesthetic. So I choose it like this and I repeat both sides because I find it more aesthetic and also because to me, symmetry represents balance, which we are looking for, mind balance, so we can be centrated and we can be in a code mood in case anything happens and we need to be really focused, okay? So when I do this, I repeat on the other side, and every time that I put one of these little balls in a rope, I wish for all the protection again. So the forces, we are under an agreement that this object is a spiritual protection object that should be respected as so. This spiritual amulet also, if something happens to it, I wish that it brings me good luck instead of bad luck. And that's why I'm also choosing red because I'm talking of being protected in my heart. So please, when if this amulet ever breaks, remember to deliver with it, along with it, my lucky, because I will be waiting for it. And I will click on this project like this. So, in the end of the process, because I opened the ritual by talking to the forces, you can never forget. Once you finish your ritual, you have to ask to close the spiritual process as like end the spiritual work to create this. Don't leave spiritual doors open, right? So remember to start the process and also please remember to finish the process. Oh, also this is a very valid and good explanation too. If for any reason you wish this to not be touched by anyone else, and if you want to wear it hidden, there is a tip. The tip is we us humans we buy pattern by when we're born because this is like this. We send our energy with right hand and we receive with left hand. If you want to protect this in case anyone else touches by mistake because the person was unaware that she or him couldn't touch it, you have to build this wishing that your energy flows the other way around from nature, which would mean to say like this. In the next stone, I'm going to put in my amulet, I am going to wish for any kind of energy that may touch my amulet to be blocked. So if anyone touch my amulet, I want it to be blocked. And by saying that, what I mean is now I'm going to send energy with my left hand and receive from my right hand. And what I will do is in that exchanged flow of energy, I will put the next stone. And this should block the other person's energy so it won't reach when we're doing this blockage that I just told you by changing our energy flow to the other side, which means receiving from right and sending from left. You are also working with the left forces of Pombagira because she can protect you in right forces and in left forces, meaning in good and you're not seeing, but your amulet and your Pombagira in your amulet, they can see it and they can cut it for you and they can tell you to get out of there. They will tell you on your intuition or they can tell you that on your whatever. They can tell you on your thoughts. They can tell you like a voice coming on the below part of your ear, like by the back. They can warn you like a guiding spiritual that will come up in front of you, but in the both part of your imagination. And remember that if you want to do that, you also want to think and the ritual. I'm not gonna end now because since this is open, I'm gonna finish my amulet and after I remember to finish it. So please do that. Start your ritual asking for their help and end this ritual thanking for the help and proclaiming that it is ended, okay? So this is it for today. I hope it has given you some good tips. If you're going to create your own, remember to study the colors because the meaning of the colors will participate on your amulet. So you can use purple for other dimensions communication. You can do this. Remember to find what suits you best. Sometimes doing the elements you want to be so participating on it. You don't have to do it on a table. You can go to the forest if you feel like you should do this in the middle of the forest, or you can do this in front of a full moon. You can do this during an eclipse. It will be announced inside of you how to do this. Okay, you will have to know by yourself because your intuition should work to do this. So your intuition will tell you what you want to do to create this. Your intuition will tell you if it's fire or ice, if it's music or perfume or smoke, if it's along with other people or if it's by yourself. Okay, these are just some tips. I hope they worked for you. And thank you so much, Love and Room Boutique, for our partnership. If any of you guys would like to reach me for a consultation, a personal consultation, try to look me up on Facebook as with Bueno Astral as in Spanish altogether. And thank you so much. Have a nice week. Have a nice day. Oh, okay, just that. I'm sorry that I got a little late today because I'm streaming from another country and apparently your hour changed this weekend and I didn't know. I'm sorry I missed that detail. So I'm sorry that the time was different today, okay? Thank you so much for being with me up to this point. Have a nice day. Kisses in your heart. Bye bye.